What's going on, guys? Welcome to the NFL Week 13 Picks Against the Spread. We are looking to turn the page, and it is an ugly page in Week 12. I did a video earlier in the week before the Monday night game. We were on Seattle. Got that one wrong. Just a tough week overall. Seattle, I mean, come on. Russell Wilson looked disinterested in that game until the end. Pittsburgh laid an egg. No one saw that coming, I think, against Cincinnati, losing in that fashion. And Indianapolis flat out should have covered that spread, if not win that game last week. Just nothing going our picks way. But who cares? We're looking to Week 13, and all we're going to do is make good bets and let the rest play out. And that's all we can do. And, you know, there's a lot of games this weekend that I was looking towards, but I'm coming down to 3 plays for you guys. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. Maybe I'll talk about some other games as well and just give like a quick analysis. If you guys want, maybe going forward, a video where I go through all the games and just, give my opinion, just comment on it, and I can do that as well. I know I just really stick to the games that I'm playing. But this week, 3 plays. Let's get into it, guys. Game number 1, the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore is a 4.5-point favorite. I got the Steelers in this one. So going right back to the well, I mean, last week we were on them. I loved them last week against Cincinnati, and they completely sucked. And I said in my last video, the teams in this division suck. Pittsburgh sucks. Cleveland sucks. Baltimore, they're fraudulent. They suck. They got a bad defense. They have no one at running back. Their quarterback is mediocre at best. Cincinnati might be the best team in this division. Baltimore just finds ways to win the game. But getting embarrassed the way Pittsburgh did that last week, I mean, I have to imagine in another division game at home, getting points, that they're going to compete. TJ Watt will be playing, which I think helps this defense. Baltimore does really well in Pittsburgh. They've had a lot of success in Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson, has had some success there. But Pittsburgh, to me, I think they're going to have to get up for this game. They're going to have to play hard. There's, like it or not, are still in this playoff race. And at 4.5 points, I just think we're just getting too much value. My picks this week are ugly. I'll tell you that right now. But they're all going to be value picks. And that's really, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do here is, with the point spread, all these games pretty much get neutralized, and you can go either way in most cases. You're just trying to find the best value. It's a market. You're trying to get the best of the numbers. And I think Pittsburgh at plus 4.5 is enough value to take them. The Ravens offensively look all out of sorts. They got lucky to even cover 3.5 points last week against Cleveland. I just think this team is overrated in every aspect. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. That blowout loss last week makes me like them, I guess, even more in this game. Plus 4.5, the Steelers. Game 2, the Indianapolis Colts going to Houston. Indy is laying 10.5. You might see 10 in a lot of spots. I got it at 10.5. And I'm going with Houston at plus 10.5. Again, another ugly one, another value bet. This look-ahead line was Colts -7. Both teams lost by a touchdown last week. The Houston lost to the Jets, which brought their stock down a bit. Indy should have won against Tampa Bay, or shouldn't have lost by a touchdown at the very least. And this line ballooned up to 10.5 points. Indianapolis is one of the most public plays of the week. Top four most public teams this week, guys. The Rams, the Colts, the Niners, which I will be on in my last game, and the Dolphins are the 4 most public teams. At this point in the season, it's best to fade the public. I will be doing that. I will be on Houston plus 10.5. Houston has nothing to offer. Their defense can't stop the run, and they have Taylor this week. Good luck stopping Taylor. Their offense sucks. The team sucks. Everyone sucks. Indianapolis, their defense is good. This team is hot. They played a really good game last week against Tampa Bay. Couldn't finish. Main reason is Mr. Carson Wentz had 3 turnovers. Let's give him some credit. 3 turnovers. He had a couple of interceptions. in a fumble or one interception and 2 fumbles, whatever it was. Whatever the case was, he sucked in the second half because he can't finish games. He's like a lesser version of Kirk Cousins. Can't play a full 60 minutes, can't come up with big plays when needed. This guy's a loser, and I just don't trust the Colts laying 10.5 on the road. They already beat Houston this season in Indy. Blowout win, 31-3. Houston has played tough in games where they're somewhat of a big dog. We did pick them a couple weeks ago at plus double digits, and they won outright against Tennessee. But last time Houston played Indy, Taylor was not the quarterback. Stills was. And I think with Taylor, you're going to get more of, again, game manager, check it down, that kind of stuff. Houston does have a lot of injuries. Not going to have Amendola, not going to have Brandon Cooks, probably not going to have David Johnson. I don't know who they're going to. It doesn't really matter. The team sucks, but they're plus 10.5. And it's a division game Houston will get up for. Indy also has a bunch of big games coming up. They had Tampa last week. They have they have a big game next week against New England, I believe, and they have other big games coming up. So this is just a classic sandwich spot for them where maybe it's a little bit of a flat spot. I'm not laying 10.5 on the road with the Indianapolis Colts. Give me a freaking break. Give me Houston plus 10.5. Last game, as I kind of alluded to earlier, I'm going to another public game. The San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. San Francisco's a 4.5-point favorite. You'll find them at 3, 3.5 in some spots. Square shops, you're going to get 4 and above. And I'm going against the public here again. Seattle, again, I took Pittsburgh last week. It looked bad. I'm on them this week. I took Seattle last week. It looked bad. I'm back on them this week because that's what we do, baby. Okay, we get right back to the well. We take these bad teams because we're getting line value, okay? San Francisco, come on, man. Like, a few weeks ago, this game's probably a pick-em. Now they're 4.5-point favorites because Seattle looks like their stock has dropped. San Francisco's won, 3 in a row now. They're looking good. They're making a playoff push. Everyone counted them out a few weeks ago. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I mean, maybe, I don't know what the look-ahead line was in this game. Maybe 2.5 for San Fran, something like that. And then Seattle, offensively looked embarrassed. We're embarrassing on Monday Night Football against Washington. And this line has gone up, and public money is pouring in on the San Francisco 49ers. 4.5 points, I'm going to be on Seattle. Listen, Seattle is done in terms of this season. This will be the first time Russell Wilson won't have a winning season. It's actually crazy to think in however long he's been there, 10 years now. Seattle's never had a losing season. This team's competitive every single year. The Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson era very well could be done after this year. So the towel was thrown in terms of the season. I mean, if they were going to win a game and salvage anything that slight chance they had left, it would have been last week against Washington, and they didn't show up. So it's safe to say the season's over. However, I don't know. It's hard to say right now if they're done in terms of, are they throwing the towel in this era? Are they going to go out with a bang? Are they going to go out with some pride? We know they're done, but are they just going to lay down? Or are they going to finish the season strong, stay competitive, have some pride? They've had a nice run. You don't want to see them get smacked around in the last, 4 or 5 weeks of the year. Again, we don't know that yet. We're going to find out a lot in this game. We found out last game for Seattle that they're pretty much not interested in the rest of the season in terms of making the playoffs. But are they interested in still finishing strong, still competing in a divisional game, especially after getting embarrassed in a primetime game? We will find out this week against San Francisco, because if they don't show up, it's pretty much fade Seattle the rest of the way. San Francisco, I just think, is overvalued in this game, flat out. I get it. I get why money's coming in on San Francisco. They have a better defense than Seattle. They have a better running game than Seattle. They pretty much do everything better than Seattle, except in one position. That's quarterback, obviously. But Russell Wilson's playing terrible. He just doesn't look right. He looks all out of sorts. Having said that, he's a guy I would back way before Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a complete plug. He's an idiot. He sucks. But he's like a Jared Goff in the right system, he can do really well. He can do really well in play action. He can do really well when he gets protection, has a good running game. He doesn't do well when he's under duress. He doesn't do well throwing the ball 25, 30 yards downfield. He doesn't have Deebo Samuel in this game, which is a huge plus for Seattle. So I'm guessing Kittle will get a lot of action. Seattle's defense absolutely blows ass, but I have to, for the years now, since the last 4 or 5 years since that defense kind of got blown up in Seattle, they've relied on Russell Wilson, and they've turned more into like a Green Bay Packers type team, right? Without Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay is trash. They're done. Same with Seattle. It's all on Russell Wilson. I have to believe he's going to come up in this game and play better, get the ball to DK Metcalf, who's been very quiet. And at 4.5 points, I'm going to take the Seahawks. So those are my 3 plays, guys. It's very easy. San Francisco is getting bet up. You have tons of line value. If you have the guts, if you want to get involved in this game, I mean, there's only one way to bet it, guys. 4.5 points, you got to take Seattle. Win, lose, or draw. It's the right bet. It's the same in the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. This line's at 4.5 points. It's too high. I understand Pittsburgh is terrible, and I understand Baltimore has a much better record. But Baltimore has no business laying these many points on the road in a division game. And then same with Indy and Houston. This was a 7-point spread in the look-ahead line. No business being double-digit favorites on the road. Houston plus 10.5, I think, is a steal. We're getting 3 good bets in. Whether they win or not, we'll find out in about 24 hours. But here we go. Week 13, guys. Like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know if you want me to do a video where I just go through every game and do, it obviously would have to be a quick analysis if I'm going through 14 games or 15 games, wherever it is. But let me know, and we will see you next week.